Hey guys, this is my 3 years and 5 months on testosterone. So the 13th of this month is my tea anniversary, and I'm doing this a little early because Tony and I have things going on and won't be available. So I'm going to start out with hair because there has been some changes. My chin beard, I used to complain about how the hair would go this way. It's starting to lay down and straight. So I was very surprised at that. I've got more hair growing right here to come up for the goatee. It's still a little curled right in here, so you really can't see the definite edge of my beard. But my mustache is coming down and meeting it there. A couple weeks ago when I got a haircut, I don't know what you want to call her. I'm just going to call her a barber. She took some length off of my sideburns, and I didn't notice it. I wasn't paying attention. And so a couple days ago when I got a haircut, I told her, "Ooh, excuse me, don't touch my sideburns length." What I noticed though, it only took me a couple days to get it back to where I like it. I like it at the bottom of the lobe. So yeah, it didn't take very long at all. Skin texture. Well, as far as hair, that's about it. I'm just continually getting a little bit more hair at a time. I've got 11 hours of electrolysis on this arm, but it's scaring me because there's a lot of hair that's grown back on it. So hopefully that'll all come to play in the right way. I'm still losing some hair on my head. I don't know what that's going to end up. You can see the receding is definitely pronounced now. As far as hair, I think that's it. My knuckles are getting a lot hairier. The nose hair, I think that's the only thing that I don't like is the nose hair, because it makes you tickle, and I don't like that. Anyway, so skin texture. I've noticed, and I've said this before, I didn't shave this morning just to kind of show you guys, but my skin texture is a lot thicker. It's a lot tougher. And my theory is, when guys are talking about how they've been doing shots for a couple years and now it's starting to hurt, with me, that has been the case too. But what I've noticed is once it gets punctured through the skin, it's fine. And so I think it's just because our skin is thickening up. So how I handle it is I pinch it even harder, and I have not had any problems with pain. So that's my theory on the shots getting more painful. So anyway, strength. Let's talk about strength. I've been working at my mom's house, painting her house, just the trim, but she's got a big house. And I'm doing it by hand, and I'm preparing the wood as I go. There's been some rain rot damage on it, and so I've been repairing it and preparing it for the paint. So I've spent probably 2.5 weeks there doing that, 3 weeks, close to 3 weeks. And we took off one of the French doors, and my mother bought a still door, and we put a doggy door in it. And since her dog has since passed, she wanted me to put back that French door. So it's amazing, and I just felt so good that I was able to pick up both doors. Of course, the still door maybe it was as heavy, but these are solid wood doors, and I was able to carry it through the house. And the only thing I needed help was, as I held it, I had my stepdad screw a few screws into the hinges so that it would stay and I could finish up the job. So that's one thing. Of course, I've talked about the gym, and I had not been to the gym since I was working at my mom's. Now, in my life, I have to choose. And if I go to the horses during the day, I spend probably a good 4 to 5 hours at the horses. That is no sitting. I mean, I may take a break for some water and some fruit, but that's basically either I'm on the horse's back or I'm walking and working with the horse on the ground. So I have to choose. If I'm going to do that, I don't do anything else. If I stay home and do domestic chores around the house, whether it's mowing my yards, laundry, all that kind of stuff, I don't do anything else. The choice I made to paint my mom's house was going to be the choice for the next, however long it took me. That's the only thing I'm going to be able to do. And that's exactly what it was. My feet finally gave out probably about 5 hours into up and down a footstool, things like that. Standing on my feet, I took my breaks with her, But in my life, there's one thing I can do. And that's one thing only. What I choose to do is different, but I can only do one thing for a day. And so painting her house took me from the gym. And so I'm hoping in the next week or two, Tony has a surgery coming up. It's a very important surgery. And so I don't know how her recovery is going to go. So we'll just kind of keep it up in the air about that. I'm not in any rush, although I've got 3 months away from my lower surgery, and in which I'm still trying to lose probably about 20 more pounds. I would like to. I'm not on a diet or anything like that, but I know that a lot of things are controlled by our own minds, and I continue to keep everything positive and not worry about anything, and do my best to leave it in the hands of the upper deities in the skies, or the sky, and however your faith is. I label God as God because that's how I was taught, but I'm not limited to the label God. So anyway, I think, as far as emotions are concerned, when I was at my mom's house, her and my stepdad both she'd me a lot. And finally I had to sit them down and say, do you guys realize you're sheing me? And they didn't realize it. And I said, here I am around you all the time, and I look this way, and yet you guys are sheing me. And they just apologized. They didn't realize it. It just goes to show you that sometimes in people's minds, it's hard to transition them into a different way of looking or thinking, or I don't know how to explain it. My own theory is, in my mom's mind, that she gave birth to a girl, and so her mind is accustomed to thinking me as a girl, no matter how I look. So I don't know, do you get mad over it? No, it's disappointing, of course. We get to a point where we've decided to medically transition, and we just want everybody on board and all that. I've been very patient. It's been 3 years, 5 months, and they've been pretty good so far. I have to sit myself down when I start getting frustrated or disappointed. I start thinking, how would you handle it? What if one of your nieces came to you and said, I'm going to transition to male? And, that makes me stop, and it makes me not be so hard on the people I love and care for, because we are asking them for something totally different than they're accustomed to. So I know that even in my trans group, support group, that when we have someone that's new, hasn't transitioned yet, we try really hard at the pronouns, and sometimes we make our mistakes. Also, some of the trans people that were already transitioned when I went to the group, the minute I heard their birth name or saw an old picture, I pronounced them. And I was shocked and they were shocked, and that really bothered me that I would do that, because I know how I would feel. So, life is always about lessons and learning, and sometimes we got to stop and put ourselves in other people's shoes. Don't judge them. Don't be quick to anger. If you've got somebody in your life, whether it be family or friends, and they flat out refuse to change, then you have a choice. How much time and energy are you going to spend on that person? How much time are you going to allow them in your personal space? That's all on you there. If it's easy just to say, well, I respect your feelings, but unfortunately that's not going to go with me, so I guess either our friendship is going to be just an acquaintance, or if it's a family member, you just either silently or you speak how you're just not going to be around so much, because that really bothers you and hurts you when they mispronounce you or refuse to see you as the person you are. I personally did not go around my brother. There's other reasons, but I just didn't know how he would take it. He was always jealous of me with my father's relationship that him and I had. And I can understand it. My parents had 5 kids. I'm the oldest. He's the 4th child down. And so my dad did a lot of things with me. But I finally had to break down and see him. Excuse me. And he called me later and said, "Can I say something to you? I hope it won't offend you." And I was like, "Here we go." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Man, you look just like my father." And I was like, "Well, duh, I've always looked like him." I said, "It's just more pronounced now." He goes, "Damn, Jay, I just can't believe how much you look like Dad." And so he seems to really have taken on liking the fact that he always says brother to me now. And Tony even thinks that he really likes having a brother now. So maybe he does, being the only boy, someone who... He did tell my mom that my dad did tell him that he knows I'm a boy. He's always known I was a boy. And that's pretty weird, because my dad never said anything to me about that. He treated me that way. He did not limit me, nor did he gender me when I wanted to do stuff. For example, oh, that's not for girls. Heck no. I was 11 years old. I got my bicycle. I got my motorcycle. I was on his bike at 8 years old. He took me on his truck runs. He was a truck driver. There's just a lot of things my dad did with me that until puberty hit, and I was trying to be the straight and narrow kind of person, but by that time my brother was around for him to hang out with. So anyway, as far as emotionally, excuse me, we've had a storm blow in that bypassed us. We've got the winds and the clouds, but no rain, and we need it. We're on drought restrictions, so it's very scary. We've never had to be on that before. So, I look at life, we walk a pathway, and I picture myself walking through a forest, and there's a clear pathway, but visually, but there's rocks, and there's stumps, or should I say there's trees, fallen trees, in the road. There's all kinds of obstacles that you have to go through or move or overcome, or, and that's where our life journey is. And so I feel that these obstacles and stuff are a person builder, a spiritual builder. If you're spiritual at all, that there's a certain degree of your hindsight that you have faith on a lot of things in life. And with Tony and I approaching this situation with her, we have to have a lot of faith, because it's nothing that we can control. And so the doctors are doing their share, and then it's about her having healthy emotional, healthy emotional inward person, so that the outward person can heal and do what it needs to do to get through this hurdle. And I told her, I said, we're hand in hand on this pathway, and we may knock down some hurdles. We're not going to go over them with ease all the time. And if we knock them down, we don't go back. We just keep going forward, and we keep learning from that fallen hurdle. So that's the way life is for me in my everyday. I feel so great being out in public, and being who I am, but it's still, there still is the realization of where I've been and how far I've come and where I'm going. So that's how I just keep myself healthy, People are going to make mistakes. They're going to misgender. It's just life. And that's what makes us unique. Why we were given this pathway, sometimes we'll never know, and sometimes down deep you do know, and you just don't want to say it or face it. But guys, I wish you all well. The summer's coming up on us. There's going to be a lot of vacationing and people going to the lakes and the beaches and all that stuff. Be careful. Make good decisions for yourself. Hey guys, my camera cut off. But I do want to say, be safe out there. Make good choices for yourself. You have to take it one day at a time, because if you try to take too much on, then you're not focusing on anything, and you're just building frustration and stuff. So take it one day at a time, and always, please make your journey as simple as possible. Take care, guys. Bye.